Another show of the Jim Rat Pack do entertainment or does entertainment. With me, Larry Olubamiwo, and my partner in crime,
El Rock. You know me.
Yeah. You don't know. Right, we have a lot to talk about today. Do we not?
Yeah, we have a bag of things
Yeah.
still.
It's been an eventful week, but a very eventful weekend, especially at the box office. I like.
Yeah.
So some of you might have seen mine and Damien Ashley, who's another gym rat, part of the Gym Rat Pack, our quick at the theatre No Time to Die review. We'll be going into a little bit more depth today. My man here hasn't seen the film yet, but he'll be commenting on what we saw and obviously on Bonds of the past. But yeah, let's dive right in, shall we?
All right. So
Yeah.
you went.
Yeah, what
was your expectation when you went?
Well, I expected a decent film. We've been waiting for this film for ages. The general public. You're not a James Bond fan?
You talk about your experience with GM.
Well, do you know what? I'm a big fan of Daniel Craig as James Bond.
Okay.
I loved, and for me, it still is his best Bond film, Casino Royale.
Okay.
That had a new take on Bond, more gritty.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, I have to admit, the other Bonds like Skyfall, Spectre, they've been a bit hit and miss for me. Skyfall wasn't that bad. Spectre I didn't like. There was another one before that, but I can't remember. But they were quite...
What came first, Spectre or Casino Royale?
Casino Royale was the first one.
Yeah.
Casino Royale was the first one. But so this one, I expected it to be decent because it's his swan song, because he's no longer Bond.
Yeah.
And also the delays. It's been delayed for about 2 years.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
In filming or just releasing?
Releasing. Releasing.
Okay.
It's been one of the tentpole films, along with your Venom 2s, your I don't know,
Peter Rabbit.
Your Black Widows.
My daughter was waiting for Peter Rabbit to come out for time.
I don't know if that's going to shake up the box office, you know what I mean?
Hey, don't sleep on Peter Rabbit. The youths go cinema.
Yeah, but still, you know what I mean? But yeah, No Time to Die, coming out of the theatre with me and Damien, we thought it was a decent film. Okay. I gave it a solid 7.5.
Okay.
I want to watch it again, just to solidify a couple of things that I was a bit confused on.
Okay.
But me, that's my only vice, man. So I like go to a cinema. Overall, I thought it was a good film, and it seems like a lot of the people who watched it think the same, because it has now, it says that it's ignited the box office.
Over to the stats.
Yes, to the stats.
The statistician right now. Him love a number.
Well, it has made in a foreign, because it hasn't been released in the US yet.
No.
Or China. So in the UK and the foreign markets, it has made, from its opening weekend, 119 million.
In just them two audiences.
Just the foreign box office, including the UK, without the US and China, which is the two biggest markets in the world. 119.
Okay.
In its opening weekend.
Opening week.
That's a weekend, not week. Opening
weekend.
weekend.
Okay, so it's a wrap.
It's done phenomenally well. It's done phenomenally well. I mean, this is one of the tentpole films that we expected to do well, and which we wanted to ignite the box office, because it's these kind of tentpole films that make the box office run, basically.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see it, and we've got a report here. Let me just get this report up. Right, so we've got a report here from Variety, which says, No Time to Die, the latest 007 adventure that doubles as Daniel Craig's final outing as the suave British spy, kicked off overseas with a mighty $119 million from 54 foreign markets. Universal Pictures, who is releasing the film internationally, notes that No Time to Die is the first Hollywood release in pandemic times to generate more than 100 million without China, which is significant. It's notable because China has recently cemented
5 hours later
its place as the world's biggest movie market, while attendance in the US cratered during COVID-19. And the country can be make or break for tentpoles that carry huge budgets. No Time to Die cost 250 million.
What to make?
Yes.
Okay. So them still have a couple bucks to claw back.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
But opening weekend,
it's pretty good. It's
100 million.
119 million.
190,
Yeah,
they're laughing.
Yeah. It says here that No Time to Die touches down on China on October 29th. And it touches down in America in October 8th and in Russia on October 7th. So, and it also made in the UK 25.6 million over the weekend. So, I mean, we kind of expected that from the UK, do you know what I mean? But with these kind of numbers in the foreign markets, what do you think of it? What do you think of these making these kind of numbers without even having to gone to China or the US yet?
I think it's phenomenal. Really, when you think about it, just that money coming back so fast, so quick. But James Bond is a brand, isn't it? James Bond is an icon. Daniel Craig made his name as James Bond, and he works as James Bond. Don't get me wrong. He works as James.
He's one of my favorites. He's definitely.
Yeah, I'm old school.
You're like a
Roger Moore.
Do you know what? Roger Moore's probably my second favorite.
Roger Moore. You know why Roger
favorite.
Moore? Roger Moore was cheeky.
Yeah.
He's cheeky.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not like rating what they was doing back in the day, because you know they used to like slap up gal and
right.
You know they was on some Bandulu stuff, but we didn't know any better.
Yeah, of course.
Especially us, because we were children. But I'm not saying about that.
Yeah.
But Roger Moore, like, it was that he had comedy chops.
Yeah.
Sean Connery was the guy.
He was the serious guy.
Yeah, he was serious. I'm James Bond.
Yeah.
Don't muck around.
Yeah.
But Roger Moore, the comedy chops on him.
Like,
he just done little things.
I kind of feel like Pierce Brosnan was similar to Roger Moore in that sense.
Yeah.
Not as comedic, but he had a very good comedic time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I think Daniel Craig has taken it back to the Connery years in being very serious.
It is serious.
The tone of his James Bond is very, very serious.
Yeah. Timothy Dalton, didn't he do one?
Yeah, I didn't rate his James Bond too well. I didn't rate, or the one that did the one James Bond, George Lazenby.
Oh, no, he was dead.
I didn't like it.
That's why they didn't ask him back. Who does one James Bond?
Do you know what I mean?
He's the only one.
He's the only one.
He's the only one, James Bond.
He's the only one.
And the next thing,
the
soundtracks. Got to touch on the soundtracks.
Okay.
The soundtrack.
This is your forte.
This is my
Billie
thing.
Eilish. I heard sang the theme tune. For this one.
Yeah.
And
did you hear it in the film? Was it iconic?
Not really. Because one, I'm not a Billie Eilish fan.
No, but you haven't got to be.
But no. But I think that plays a part in it. But two, that's not really a big deal for me. The music.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. From the 80s onwards, I've not really been interested. Like, you know, when you hear a Live and Let Die and all them kind of iconic tunes. Yeah,
Goldfinger.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They sold it. You got the Living Daylights. You got License to Kill.
Right.
License to Kill. You know.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like, they sold the film as well.
Yeah.
And since, I don't know, I think Sam Smith done it. Adele. Like,
I don't rate it. Yeah, I'm not interested in the theme tunes.
They've
no
gone
more.
from Shirley Bassey
Yeah.
to Billie Eilish.
not dissing Billie Eilish.
No. She
but-
does her thing. But it's not my thing.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
And when it comes to James Bond and what's gone before, when it comes to them kind of, the theme tunes, I don't think it's
It's
up
a
to
lot
par.
to live up to.
It is.
It's a lot to live up to.
But I mean, on the segue from that, you touched on the women. We're going to do a little bit of a review here. No spoilers, obviously. And plus, he didn't watch the film, so it's going to be me mainly doing a little bit of a review. So you touched on the women, sleeping with the women and all of that, of the old James Bond.
Yeah, the way he used to rough them up, though.
I'll tell you what, this
James,
one...
like, he used to drapes them up.
This
one?
like,
James.
This one, and you heard on the Quick Out of the Theatre review that me and David did, the women here kick ass.
Yeah.
They kick ass. And they're very layered. And in fact, I wanted to see more of the Paloma when he goes, no
spoilers.
There's no spoilers, but it's in the trailer anyway, so it's not a spoiler. Okay. But there's a part, I think, I won't mention where I think he goes to Cuba actually. But then there's like the woman in a black dress that starts fighting with him.
Okay.
That bit is not only really kick-ass, it's really funny as well.
Okay.
And the women in here are very, very capable. That's what I said.
Okay.
They're very capable.
Come a long way.
A lot. We've
Because
come a
remember
long
back in
way.
the day, they was just like, man,
They
were just wishy-washy women.
And then when they put them in as like trying to be capable, it didn't really work. Because I felt they didn't cast the women right.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to cast Terry Hatcher, Denise Richards. They're not known for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're casting someone like a Lashana Lynch, she looks the part.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you're casting even the one that I just mentioned that played Paloma. I don't know the actress's name, but she looks dainty, but she looked good on camera
But
fighting.
you believed her.
Right,
You
exactly.
believed her,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think and it's done in a way that's not, a lot of people will say SJW, social justice war. It's not done in that way. It feels very organic. It feels very organic.
Okay. Not forced.
Not forced at all.
Okay.
I really liked it. My problems, I felt that there was a slight pacing issue, but it wasn't much of a big deal.
Okay.
There were certain bits of the film that I've just felt just kind of got away from the main pace of the film. But again, that wasn't a big deal.
Not as bad as Spectre.
Nowhere near as bad.
I felt like that just
dragged.
I was like the Titanic.
Yeah.
Like just going on.
Yeah, like
and
watching
on.
Tumbleweed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hate Spectre. I hated it.
But I will say this. Rami Malek did a great job as the villain.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel, and when you watch it, you'll see the same. I didn't feel there was high stakes with what he wanted to do.
Okay.
There was a certain point, some of what he did, you understood, and that was the stakes to it. But his whole plan for the world, it was like, okay, why? It felt very generic, like a generic villain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we're getting to that part where we need to start caring about like at least having sympathy or empathy with these villains and that, like we did with Killmonger, like we did with Thanos.
Well, that's it. There's always an endearing quality to most villains.
Right.
Where you can say, I know why.
I understand. I
almost want you to succeed.
Thank you.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. But the hero wants you more to... You want the hero to succeed more.
Exactly. Yeah. And for instance, like Killmonger,
yeah,
that's how, most guys felt. Right? Thanos, that's probably how most people felt in this iteration of Thanos. I don't get that from this villain.
No.
He's very generic.
Okay.
Also, I don't like the way the film ended.
Okay.
And I won't touch on that. Obviously, it's a no spoiler review. But if you're going to have another James Bond film, which we all know is going to happen, and it even said at the end of the film, James Bond will return, then how can you have that ending?
Okay.
So, let me know in the comments.
Is there not a chance they got a plan?
I can't. I'll probably tell you off camera.
Okay.
Because I've not discussed this with Leon. This is very like off the cuff.
Yeah.
With the review, but let me know in the comments if you've seen No Time to Die, what you thought of the ending, and what implications that has for another James Bond film going forward. But overall, like I said, the action's great, set pieces are great, individual performances really good. A solid 7.5 out of 10. This guy's gonna go watch it soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you have to say about it?
I'm not massive James Bond these days.
Really?
I'm not.
Not these days.
Not these days.
Okay.
The originals up to like Casino Royale,
Right.
but Skyfall,
Yeah.
that just put me off. I was just
Right.
like, I'm falling asleep watching them. Like it's just not. It's not doing it for me.
Yeah.
Give me like the Living Daylights anytime.
Is that Timothy Dalton?
I think it is. But the music kind of enticed me. See it. Me License to Kill.
Okay.
What's your name? Gladys Knight.
Was that Gladys Knight?
Is it Gladys Knight?
Oh no, bro.
I need to check on that.
Yeah, we need.
All
to
I
check
know
on
is
that.
it was a
Yeah.
good song.
Yeah.
A great song.
Yeah, definitely.
A great song.
So you're more of the old school.
I'm
James
more of
Bond.
the old school without the roughing up girl.
Yeah.
I'm more of that. I'm more of that.
I am a fan of, like I said, I am a fan of Daniel Craig's James Bond, but I kind of feel like from Casino Royale, I feel like they don't really know what to do with him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the Casino Royale was very visceral. It was less techie, more Brock Upper man, as you would say.
Yeah.
Right? and then as we went on, there was tech, like even this one has a lot of tech stuff in it. So it's kind of, I just feel like, as with Star Wars, they don't know what to do from film to film.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, but anyway, let us know what you think about the fantastic box office weekend of No Time to Die in the foreign markets. Do you feel it's going to make a whole heap in the US and Chinese box office? And let us know if you think that it's going to reach probably $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Well, the other bonds have. So
Have they?
Yeah. Obviously, it's a pandemic, so we're not expecting it. So
Okay.
let us know your thoughts in the comments.
And the thing is, there's one more thing
What's that?
I wanted to talk about.
Go on.
The show started, and we didn't talk about the subscribers.
Holy shit.
The subscribers. Listen, last time I was here, guess how many subscribers we had? None! Zilch. And as of today, what's that, like 2 weeks, a week and a half?
Something like that.
Something
week and
like
a
that.
half. Not up to 2 weeks.
Yeah, week and a half.
Yeah.
We have 50.
No. We have 52.
52. Listen to him.
52.
Listen,
It all counts.
I thought we'd be here in 6 months with like 23. You know what I mean? So, but basically, long story short, is just thanks for the support that you're showing us. We're just trying to build something here.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of plans. There's a lot happening. I know right now we are sit by the chair and, daga. But, however, lots of stuff coming.
Yeah.
Interviews,
Yeah.
gym stuff.
Yeah.
We got it's under wraps at the moment.
Yeah,
but a
we
couple
can't give too
designs
much away.
coming.
Yeah. We can't give too much
Yeah,
away.
couple bits and bobs though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we could start.
Yeah. As Leon said, like we've got 52 subscribers now. We've got loads of views going through the channel. Listen, we both heartfelt thank you to you guys for supporting us. And as Leon said, we've got a lot of stuff, and we do mean that. We're not just telling you that and in anticipation of more subscribers. But though we do have a lot of stuff planned, and the only way we can do it is with your continued support.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for the support, and please continue to watch us, to support us, to like and subscribe, and turn on your notifications, and
And that's it.
Right. So our next topic is one that I've been wanting, and I think you've been wanting to speak on for a while, haven't you?
No. Peace. I've been interested.
Yeah. And it's finally come to a conclusion. And that topic is that Disney Big Disney
Big old Disney.
has decided to settle its lawsuit with Scarlett Johansson. That Scarlett Johansson put on Disney, not the other way around.
Okay.
But Disney have decided to settle it, which basically they had no choice.
All right. So for the people that don't know, can you give them the backstory?
Right, I'll give them the backstory
of how we got to here.
Yeah. So basically, Scarlett Johansson obviously is the star of Black Widow. And Black Widow was released in the cinemas, but it was also released on Disney Plus as a premium streaming thing. So you had to pay a little extra on top of your subscription to get to watch it on Disney Plus.
All right.
Now, when you sign a contract, especially when you're one of these big actors and you sign a contract with the studio, you normally sign a theatrical exclusive contract, which is what Scarlett Johansson signed with Disney. So basically, what this means is when Black Widow is released, they are only allowed to show it in cinemas up until the theatrical window finishes, and then you can put it on streaming.
Right.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Disney broke that contract by putting it on Disney Plus for premium consumption at the same time.
At the same time.
Right.
Well, release date was the same.
Release date was the same.
Okay.
But they weren't, per the contract, they were not allowed to release it on Disney Plus at the same time as it being in cinemas.
Right.
Because on top of Scarlett Johansson getting her, as Disney went on to be very shady and told everyone that she earned 20 million up front as a salary, which they shouldn't have done, right? It was obviously tactics on their part, dirty tactics. But on top of that, she will earn a percentage of the box office profits that Disney make from the film.
Right.
So obviously, if they release it on Disney Plus as well, it cuts into her money that she could earn. So
doesn't she get the Disney Plus money?
No, because that's not part of the contract.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Contracts are very specific.
Yeah.
Now, we, obviously as actors, we have both been in varying degrees involved in contracts, right? Obviously, I've been at, and this is no, I'm just stating facts, at a higher level with Venom 2's contracts, right? So I've got an idea of that. But generally speaking, even contracts to do with anything, it's the same. Obviously, I used to be a professional boxer. I'll give you an example. I used to be a professional boxer. Some of you know I got banned as a professional boxer for performance-enhancing drugs, right? Now, when I came back from my ban, I was managed at that time by Frank Warren, and Frank Warren didn't want to manage me anymore because he said
he was tarnished.
Right. So he demanded £3,000 from me to terminate the contract, and me being a thinking man and a person who reads contracts, I said to him, well, per the contract, it doesn't state that for me to terminate this contract with you, I need to give you $3,000. If you don't want to manage me anymore, then don't manage me no more.
Yeah.
But I'm not obligated to give you $3,000. So this went back and forth for a while, and then in the end, we had to go to the British Boxing Board of Control to arbitrate.
Okay.
And
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And because they held up a couple of fights for me, do you remember?
Yeah.
And they concluded that I didn't have to give the $3,000, but I had to wait out my managerial the amount of time left for him to manage me. He had to continue to be my manager, and I had to continually give him his cut, which was fine, which is what I wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to give him the $3,000. Now, most people would have given him the $3,000 because it's Frank Warren, but that wasn't in the contract. So it's what's in a contract is it needs to be very clear and it's legally binding. That's one thing people need to understand.
Yeah.
So going back to this Disney thing, so once this was done without Scarlett Johansson's knowledge, I might add.
Okay. They was in breach of contract.
Right. So Scarlett Johansson reached out, and her agents at CAA, big agency, They reached out to Disney and said, look, let's resolve this, you know, because you broke the contract. And basically Disney fobbed her off. They basically, because they thought we're big Disney, even though it's big Scarlett Johansson, A-list star,
she's big.
They thought we're big time Disney, we can do whatever the hell we want.
Okay.
And then they started this dirty tricks campaign where they said, oh, well, we gave you 20 mil up front. You're not taking into consideration the pandemic and blah, blah, blah.
But why should she?
And right. So here's the thing, and John Campion makes a very good explanation of this. If you find one of his videos, you can get a very good explanation of this because he's an actual former lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Right? Obviously, he used to be a lawyer. Yeah.
Okay,
So he studied law.
Okay.
So he has more of an insight into this. But as someone who's dealt with contracts, I can also tell you. So if you sign a contract, the terms stated in that contract cannot be changed unless you negotiate them. So Disney trying to say, oh, well, we now have a pandemic, so things have changed. Well, according to the contract, they haven't.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? So just for you guys out there, if you ever sign any contracts and something outside has changed, that doesn't matter because what the terms of the contract is the terms of the contract. And that's that. And you know, for Disney to say to Scarlett Johansson, you not taking into consideration COVID-19, did Disney take into consideration COVID-19 when they were launching Disney Plus and asking people to pay subscription and whatnot? They made a bag of money from the lockdowns when everyone, do you know what I mean?
When everyone was broke.
Right, exactly. Not working, but they were still expecting money. So basically, and then they outed that she earned 20 million up front, which they shouldn't have done. Which they shouldn't have done. They shouldn't have done. They were cheeky about it, and so obviously, you know. But when they did this, everyone in the know knew that it was just a dirty tricks campaign because they knew they were going to have to give her money. And at first, she was only asking for 20 mil. I say only, but
on top of her 20 mil.
On top of her 20 mil, which is what she estimated she would have made at the box office. After the dirty tricks campaign, Disney then asked for arbitration and asked for it to be done behind closed doors.
Right.
So it has been settled now, but someone, I think probably within the Scarlett Johansson camp, has leaked that she ended up getting around 40 mil because of the dirty tricks campaign and stuff. Yeah. So basically, that's the long and short of what's gone on. And my take on it, I'm going to ask your take on it. I just want to give my quick take on it. Is that it was very poor form for Disney to do this. It was very poor form. And this would not have happened if the old CEO, Bob Iger, was in charge. There's a new CEO called Bob Chapek who's in charge. And everything has been going wrong with Disney ever since this guy took over.
Okay.
And it begs the question whether he's going to be the CEO for very much longer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Too many calamities.
Too many to name.
Okay.
Whereas Bob Iger had a very good relationship with everyone, including the talent.
Okay.
And including Kevin Feige. Because from what I hear, Kevin Feige doesn't have a good relationship with Bob Chapek, the new guy.
Oh, okay.
So I hear also that a lot of people like me and you, everyday guys, were moaning and saying, oh, well, these rich actors, who cares? She's already got 20 mil, you know, who cares? You know, that's really by the by. What you need to really think about is she signed a legally binding contract where how much she earns is irrelevant, because you need to think about this. If she, big Scarlett Johansson, can get screwed signing a legally binding contract like that,
what happens to the little people?
What happens to your ass when you sign a legally binding contract and you're nobody and you get screwed by a company? What then? This is what people didn't really, do you know what I mean? So this is what a lot of people need to take stock of.
Yeah.
You hearing all this, and I know you've been interested in this story for a while. What do you make of all this?
Well, first of all, I don't put anything past Disney. And that comes from the original Walt Disney. And, you know, like...
I know.
You know,
I know.
Those who know about the original Walt Disney
I
know about Walt Disney.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a long time ago. I'm not going to dwell on that. But first of all, when it comes to the money, it's her money, and she's entitled to it. And if she doesn't get it, who gets it? So, you know, it's her money.
Yeah.
And you hear Black Widow and you hear Scarlet, you're like, yeah, I want to see that. Her name brought in just as much as Walt Disney brought in, because she's that popular. They gave you £20 million to do a film. But there's so much more money.
Right.
The actors, think about it though. Where's the rest go?
I mean,
when everything's paid for, where does the rest go? It's in someone's lining up their pocket.
Obviously, you know, Disney pocket their money. Marvel pocket their money.
Yeah.
You know, I think that what it was also the fact that because of the pandemic, they knew they weren't going to make as much money. Because I think Black Widow ended up making just under 400 mil at the box office. But then if you add up what it made on Disney Plus as well, it probably added up to about 500 mil total. Okay. Now, in a non-pandemic year, in a normal year, Black Widow probably would have got close to $1 billion. Because it's a Marvel movie. Anything under that Marvel brand, you know, is gangbusters. Yeah. Right? And so I think they were being quite greedy and thinking, well, we didn't make as much money as we did off of this movie.
Chuck it over there quick.
Yeah, let's not give her what she's entitled to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's a shame. I think it's a damn shame that they did this, you know?
Yeah, but it's a good thing, though.
Why do you say that?
No, it's a good thing that they've been exposed.
Oh, yeah.
Because it sets a precedent.
Yeah.
Because it's probably happened before.
Probably. I
bet it has happened
right,
before.
so speaking of which, you just reminded me. So they actually did pull the same with Jungle Cruise. With The Rock.
Okay.
They pulled the same thing. If you remember, that was on Disney Plus. That came out day and date. Cinema and Disney Plus at the same time, but The Rock is too big to screw over. So you know what they did? They gave The Rock a sequel on it. Him and Emily Blunt, they got a sequel.
Yeah, there you go. Because they would have said to him, "Oh, sorry," and he goes, "It doesn't matter if there's COVID-19. It doesn't matter."
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson's big, but The Rock, he's Hollywood right now. He's
Mr. Hollywood.
He's Mr. Hollywood right now. Him and I wouldn't even say Robert Downey Jr. because Robert Downey Jr. has kind of gone a bit downhill since Iron Man. The Rock is Mr. Hollywood, as you said, and you can't piss off The Rock. No. You just can't do it right now.
And you know his team and his gang are just too...
Right. It's just not going to happen. So they've actually said there is going to be a Jungle Cruise sequel. Okay. And that's to compensate him for bringing it out on Disney Plus the same time as it was in cinema.
And I'm sure he will get his money for...
Of course. And Emily Blunt as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that's why they didn't take any legal action.
Did you watch Jungle Cruise?
I didn't, because it just didn't interest me. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's
what I thought.
It's just good to see The Rock, like... Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I'm a Rock fan.
Yeah, of course, I am too.
Yeah, so it's just one of
those... Actually, Emily Blunt fan as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a family nice watch.
Yeah.
One of those. Just a nice watch.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah. So yeah, that is now that episode, that saga concluded, which is now have... It shows Disney with egg on their face, basically. I can't really say that Marvel are on the outs with this because Disney are the parent company.
Yeah.
So
Marvel just doing what they do,
right?
And it's Disney to
and in fact,
publishing
from what I've heard, Kevin Feige backed Scarlett Johansson in her lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
So Marvel has nothing to do with it, but obviously, if the parent company are telling you have to do this, there's nothing he can do. Do you know what I mean? As high up as he is, there's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, that's the conclusion of the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit. I think we're personally glad that it's ended the way it has, which we knew it was going to anyway.
Is it fair? Did she deserve the money? Is she rich? Or is she just doing it out of principle?
Well, she
either
deserves,
way.
So it's legally binding.
Contract,
as I said, this could happen to the small guy.
Yeah,
then what?
On the small scale, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
so,
what I mean?
What do you think of this situation? Do you think it's fair that what she got? And do you think it was right what Disney did? And what do you think of this sort of thing moving forward with companies and studios with COVID-19 and the contracts? Leave us your comments down below, please.
Mr. Anthony Joshua. And what's your thoughts? What's going on? What's going on with AJ? The man of the moment, you know?
Boy.
The poster boy.
What did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think of it?
I did. What did I think of it? Really, he just got outboxed. And I think that he tried to outbox a better boxer, and he should have fought.
Do you know?
For me,
Can I just stop you there? Can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
For someone that's not involved in boxing, that's a very succinct, clear description of what happened.
Yeah.
I applaud you for that, bro.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Because I'm not that. But you can see when someone's outclassed someone.
But what you did there was actually say that he tried to outbox a boxer, and that's exactly what happened. In fact, that's what his corner was trying to get him to do, which I never understood. But please, no, carry on. I'm just impressed by your observations. But yeah, carry on, bro. Carry on.
So moving on. So for me, it was like quite agonizing. Like, it's not like boxing of old. I know I always go to old school, but this is just what boxing is to me. Like the Chris Eubanks and the Nigel Benns and the real scraps. I like fighting rather than someone just like really breaking a man down, that outboxing him. And
so you didn't appreciate that performance then?
I think AJ, the corner, should have told him to just go gun-ho and go after him and use your weight, use your size, and just cripple him. Try and cripple him. You're not going to outbox him. This guy, don't sleep on the Ukrainians. You can't sleep on the Eastern European brother them. You can't. Like, I don't know what you thought was going to happen. I mean, you went in there because his last fight, he fought Ruiz. When they went toe-to-toe, he got beat up. Then he outboxed him. But my man was out of shape, and he admits that he was just caught in the hype, which could happen to any of us, because he come from nowhere into the limelight.
Remember, I actually know him. I used to train with him in LA.
There you go. There you go. So he's come from Bruck to the limelight,
man,
and then he's just got carried away. Didn't train. Thought he's just got this in the bag, and it fell apart. And then AJ came and outboxed him. So now, for me, it was just disappointing. I was disappointed.
See, this is where I feel like someone involved in boxing like myself needs to explain to a lot of people. Now, I don't know if I told you, because we didn't really talk about boxing too much. Because you know me, I don't really watch it anymore, even though I used to be a professional and whatnot. Everyone who's not involved in boxing, as in depth, didn't know anything about Usyk. No. If they knew about Usyk, they would know that this guy is a masterful boxer.
Well, we know now.
But before this fight, that's for all the people that the lay fans. But all the people like myself, I knew even before he outboxed Tony Bellew, because remember he fought and outboxed him. Even before that, I'd seen his previous performances, and this guy we always knew was a danger. We always knew if he moved up to heavyweight, he was going to be a danger. The only thing that obviously people were worried about was his size, because he's not by heavyweight standards nowadays. He's not a big guy.
Not heavy,
right? But we've seen in the past Holyfield, we've seen smaller heavyweights like Tyson do well, so it is possible.
Of course.
What he did against AJ, I said to people, wouldn't shock me.
Okay.
Because of that.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said that to do with this fight, Usyk is the better boxer, but obviously AJ is the bigger, stronger guy. And I also said that even though I made AJ the slight favourite, it wouldn't surprise me if Usyk won. And if Usyk does win, or if AJ happens to knock him out, I know Usyk will probably be ahead in the fight when AJ knocks him out.
Right.
And that showed, obviously AJ didn't knock him out, but he was ahead in the fight from very early. Do you know what I mean? The corner work was shocking. The corner work, as you very rightly pointed out, they were telling him to outbox a boxer.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. And they must have done their research.
Bro, they're supposed to be world-class trainers.
Like us, like your average person, we don't know how good he is.
Well,
but if I'm going to fight Tony from down the road, I need to know what Tony can do.
Now, it was quite obvious that he was not going to stand there and stand tall. Although he did do that for some of the rounds, which was very surprising.
Yeah.
But to go out there and tell AJ to box like he normally doesn't box, first of all, and obviously hasn't trained for, and also box like the guy he's boxing, is just very peculiar to me.
Yeah.
It's very peculiar.
Yeah.
And you know, I think AJ's a very, very good boxer. I think he's been a very good ambassador for the sport in this country. But he got completely outboxed.
Yeah.
He got so outboxed that I can't see him winning a rematch.
No.
I can't see him winning a rematch.
Well, even if he just
because even if he goes guns, because one thing that surprised me in that fight was how, and I'm as soon as I say this, you're gonna say the same thing, was how easy Usyk was able to hurt him, even though he's a smaller man. You saw, you almost had him out of there. Few more seconds of that last round. That'd have been it. He would have been on the floor. That surprised me.
He was rocked.
That surprised me. And throughout the fight, anytime Usyk really tagged him, he was hurt.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, Usyk is not a feather-fisted guy. Anyone over 15 stone hits hard.
Yeah.
let me, as a former professional boxer, let me just tell you that now. And so when someone says, "Oh, this one can't hit," he hit,
last jaw, blah blah,
all of
blah,
that nonsense. Like any 15 stone guy could knock out any other guy. It's as simple as that. But obviously, there's varying degrees of power. And that's what really surprised me. He's not known as a one-punch knockout artist, but yet he was able to consistently hurt AJ. Now, going forward, see, unlike the Ruiz fight, for instance, I trained with Ruiz.
Yeah.
And when I was in LA training with Freddie Roach, I knew this guy can punch. This guy's got fast hands, and this guy's got a chin. But he's also grossly overweight, so he can't move. So I knew, okay, the second fight, AJ can't get in the mix. He just has to move his feet and he'll win the fight, right? Do you know what I mean? You can see how he can win the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This fight...
And he did that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did that. This fight, I can't see him winning that fight. I can't see how... Because even if he does what you said and what a lot of people said was go into him, we now know that, well, this guy can actually hurt him as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just a done deal that, he will just walk forward and throw...
just keep moving forward.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's going to get caught as well.
Yeah.
And obviously this guy can hurt him. So it's not a straightforward thing. I really don't see how he can win a rematch. Especially, and this, like you said, these Eastern European guys, they're very technical, especially Usyk, very technical, and they study their opponent. They study their opponent. So I personally don't feel, listen, if he does, fantastic. But I personally don't feel...
You don't see it happening.
I don't. Well, what do you think? Do you think he can?
No. Not from what I saw. I'm just like, I'm hopeful, AJ, UK, blah, 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 but... I wouldn't put money on him winning.
Yeah, well, you don't bet anyway.
I don't bet anyway, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
I mean...
But what does that mean for AJ then? So if he goes and he loses, what does that mean for him?
Okay, so...
Is it wrap?
I would say in terms of the Tyson Fury fight, it's a wrap. If Tyson Fury, as we all think he should, win against Wilder next week, I think. If AJ gets beat again, that fight's dead.
For real.
It's that fight. Because remember, that's supposed to be the cash out fight. That's the big money fight. 100 mil each. Generational wealth.
What if they both lose?
Right? It's still not going to be worth the money, but at least you would see it's still a competitive fight.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which is still worth some money.
Yeah.
But as it was, the 100 mil each kind of fight, no.
Nobody wants to see losers fight, do they?
That's it.
You want to see people at the top of their game.
Personally, I think that's what's wrong with boxing.
Okay.
That's what the UFC's managed to. The UFC don't really care if you've had losses. They just want you to be in exciting fights. If you've been in exciting fights, they'll keep pushing you.
Yeah.
Whereas boxing, you lose one time,
you can be out. Which
it's a sport. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. It's ridiculous. But
you know what? I never thought of it like that.
Yeah,
you could be a 100-meter sprinter.
Yeah,
lose. But everyone's backing you,
and you win when it matters.
You lose once in boxing, and people
right,
are like,
and people
swag, glass jaw, overhyped.
As they're doing with AJ now.
Yeah, which I feel is unfair.
Listen, because this is why I've always felt fans in general. Even when I was boxing, you have your fans and whatnot. But the minute you do something that you didn't like or you lose or whatever, they turn on you in a second.
Yeah.
So I never really put much stock in fans.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't feel AJ does either.
No.
Because everyone, most of these so-called fans are now turning on him for no reason. So I think you asked the question, where does AJ go from here?
Yeah.
If he loses the next match, if I was him, I would retire. I would have retired after the Ruiz fight because he's financially secure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if he's going to go on boxing, my thing with him would be fight Wilder.
Yeah.
And then maybe try and get another match with Dylan because Dylan would want a rematch.
Yeah.
And then retire. Because I'll tell you this now, if Usyk can do that to him, I don't even want to see what Tyson Fury's going to do to him.
Yeah.
You don't even want to see what Tyson... Because Tyson Fury is just as good a boxer, if not better.
As a slugger.
If not better than Usyk.
Yeah.
And he's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
A lot bigger. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But I feel
Which brings a whole heap of problems.
I feel like Fury can outbox people.
Yeah.
He can stand toe-to-toe and trade blows.
Yeah.
And he's heavy.
Right.
And he's heavy.
Right.
When he catches you, you know.
Right.
Your children know.
Right. And I think Wilder's going to find out. I don't know if you've seen the back and forth with...
Yeah. I've seen bits and bobs.
I don't think... When I saw Tyson's response to Wilder after he said, your life depends on this fight, I said to myself, boy, I don't think this fight's going around. Yeah. Because it's one thing to piss off a heavyweight champion, but to piss off a heavyweight champion who's 6'9" and a traveller, boy, you need some serious...
Boxing from birth. You know them travellers. Boxing from birth. You don't want it.
And don't get me wrong, because I know Tyson a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, we came up together as pros. Really nice guys. Family, really nice guy.
Okay.
But listen, they got that fighter spirit in them, man.
Of course.
He's got it in him. And if he's talking like that with Wilder, especially with what he's done with Wilder in the past two fights, I don't see this going around.
But there are some like conspiracy theorists, that are saying, I don't know if and this is just what people have said to me.
Okay.
So, but I'm not really a conspiracy kind of guy. I haven't got time for it. But they're saying, see, like Ruiz fight.
Yeah.
Did he throw the fight?
No, he did not.
To have two fights?
No, he did not.
Did he throw this one to get the next?
No, he did not.
Listen, devil's advocate. I'm just saying what people have been saying.
People who say that, I'm sorry to say, are stupid.
Okay.
Honestly.
I'm just putting it out there.
You're going to throw away financial windfall. It doesn't make sense. Like, let's not even entertain.
How much would he get for the rematch, though?
I don't know.
Do you think he would get more than he got now for a rematch?
No,
it would definitely go down.
It'll either be the same or go down.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll either be the same or go down.
The same?
Probably not the same.
Still a win, though.
Probably not the same.
Okay.
Probably not. But listen, even if it's less, it's a substantial amount of millions.
Yeah. This is real money.
You know what I mean? But it at the end of the day, no boxer at that kind of level is going to want to throw a fight.
No.
That's just a ridiculous... it does happen.
Yeah.
It happens at the lower levels.
Yeah.
But at that sort of level, world championship level, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I feel...
he's either got to really go to town,
He's got to win. He's got to win the rematch.
He's got to win the rematch.
There is no other.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I don't see him winning it.
Okay.
But Do you see him winning it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
we
Do you
leave
see
it
him
with you
winning it?
guys. Do you see him winning it? What did you think of the fight? And what do you think about our assessment of the fight?
Yeah, are we chatting shit? Like,
Yeah. Well, do you
shit,
think
tell
that
me.
we're chatting shit?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments down below what you think.
Yeah. And since we're on the thread of fighting, I just want to touch on quickly. Arms and Bouncer. The fight. MMA. Wicked and butt.
I heard about...
You heard about it?
Well, no, I didn't even hear about the fight. I heard they were going to fight.
They were going to
But
fight.
I'm not interested in two guys who don't know how to fight. Fighting. Let's get it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You tell me
it
what
was
happened.
hyped up.
Okay.
You know Arms, don't you? Or you know...
I know of him.
You know of it.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
of Arms.
Yeah.
Right. So, on paper, Arms is just like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Bouncer just needs some conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
And they would just spend a bag of time on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody really being technical.
Right.
Nobody really
Because
doing
they're not
anything.
fighters.
Yeah. I don't know. What they're saying now is that they want a rematch.
What a surprise!
They want a rematch, but it's maybe a boxing thing
Okay.
standing up
Okay.
because it was
boring.
it was
basically.
supposed to be a swingers.
Yeah, but if you're gonna make it an MMA fight against guys who don't know how to fight,
You will end up on the
it's
floor
gonna end
rolling
up
around.
what most fights on the street
Yeah.
that don't involve weapons. That's exactly what happens, right? 9 times out of 10, they're all rolling around.
Yeah,
on
you
the
drag
floor.
a man down.
Right.
Unless you get just
Because they
punched
don't
up quickly.
because,
by
exactly,
accident. Yeah.
exactly. Because they don't know how to fight. Like, because if you get a skilled guy who knows how to do his jiu-jitsu or wrestling on the ground,
Yeah.
trust me, even on the ground, that fight's a wrap.
Yeah, quickly.
Right.
Quickly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So from what the people are saying is Bouncer sort of just jumped on him and just sort of just like wore him down.
Right.
But not with any true skill or technique.
Gotcha. So was there a winner to this fight?
Bouncer won.
Oh, okay.
Bouncer won and nearly ended up in hospital because he was like so fatigued and dehydrated and whatnot. It was just
You can't play fighting, people.
Yeah.
You can play football, basketball. Can't play fighting. Sorry.
But do you think that because it seems like that's what people are trying to do now, like like the YouTubers and everyone's trying to take a hand.
Unfortunately, the Paul brothers have, I'm sorry to swear, but fucked it up for everyone else.
Yeah,
They've tried to make this fighting thing look easy.
yeah,
And some people are applauding them because obviously they're highlighting an issue with pay with fighters. But I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. They're taking this thing as a joke. Yeah? There's fighters out there who, when I started out, I had to work a full-time job and train or find a time to train twice a day.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then I'm earning at the beginning of my career pittance.
Yeah.
And these guys are earning millions off the bat. The first fight he had with KSI, none of them even had to throw a punch. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Did you watch that one?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, okay,
Just for interest.
Yeah,
Just for
yeah,
interest.
yeah.
They didn't have to throw a punch. They both ended up making millions. So much so that Eddie Hearn got involved in the second one after he slated the first one.
Yeah.
But he saw how much money was made.
It's a business. It was more business. It was business heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they are topping shows. They're the headliners of shows. Like, what the hell? Like I just think they're making a mockery of fighting arts, of combat arts, and it just doesn't. And now you're getting every Tom, Dick, and Harry like these two.
Yeah, like rappers and whatnot saying this, that, and the other.
Because now people are gonna. Unfortunately, I think what's happened with particularly boxing is that the best are not fighting each other, and it's not creating exciting fights like the old days like Tyson and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think people now are looking to these sort of guys for exciting fights.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
There's loads. Look, let me. There's some boxers. In fact, majority of boxers in this country, for instance, are small hall boxers. Basically, what that means, they don't appear on TV. they have to sell a certain amount of tickets to get on the card.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
That also means that if you, let's say you sell a certain amount of tickets to cover your opponent, to pay your opponent, but you don't cover yourself, you don't get paid for that fight. You know that? Yeah. So win, lose or draw, you don't get paid for that fight. But yet these guys are going up there, they don't know how to fight, and they're earning millions. Is that fair? Do you see what I'm saying? So,
but would you do it?
I ain't gonna lie. If I get the right offer, listen, I got a family to feed. But I can fight. That's the difference. Yeah. I used to be a fighter, and I can fight. That's the difference.
I'm not a professional boxer, but if you gave me 6 months and some money in my hand, I'm signing the contract. We're going.
Listen,
in. We're going in, and I don't care who
I can't blame you. You got family to feed. And I get it. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get the allure. You know what I mean? But people also don't realize only takes one punch, my friend.
Well, this is it. Because you could be that one in the few where you take one lick in your head and
you're dead.
And
you're dead.
Or you're Michael Watson.
Right. And I'm sure you don't want to live life like that, or even. When you think of it like that, when you really think of that, you don't really then want to take the risk, do you? No matter, unless it's an extraordinary amount of money.
Yeah.
Which you're not likely to be offered.
No, I'm not going to be offered. Or maybe one day. If someone wants to pay me.
Not for fighting anyway.
Yeah. But put it this way, it would have to be life-changing for my family for me to take the risk.
Yeah.
And I say, it'd have to be life-changing. Not just, it will improve a couple things.
Yeah.
You know, I can change the windows and I get a one extension at the back of the house. Like, that's not really enough.
Yeah.
I need some wealth.
Yeah.
That can be put aside. But that's it. I don't know if I've been in fights, but I've never taken a man of your size trying to knock me out and catching me in my head.
Right.
Like, just clean.
As Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
It's true, though. It's true.
And you know, when you're not a fighter, let me tell you, I've seen it so many times when I was an amateur. You get these guys that say they want to learn, they want to be a boxer, I want to be a boxer.
Yeah.
And they get in the ring to spar, and the first punch they take in their face quickly tells them, I'm not built for this.
Yeah.
Big man, tears, blood start coming. There was bro.
Well, like them ones, you know, when you was in the playground when you was young and you was angry, and the tears. No, I'm not having it, and you're just bawling and talking.
Bro, I've seen it so many times in the boxing ring. At least in a playground, that's a playground.
Yeah.
When you're talking about an environment,
grown man.
Right. I've seen tears come down eyes so many times. I've lost count, seriously. Big henchman. I'm big, I can fight.
I go gym.
And the smallest guy will beat the crap out of them. I've seen it so many, because it's skills. It's all about skills, you know? Man.
Yeah, the trade-off, size for mobility, cardio for there's always something.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Well, let me know if you think, like, is this boxing thing amongst non-boxers, is it a thing?
It's becoming a thing.
Are you enjoying it? Have you seen one that you thought, you know what, that was a great matchup? Or is it just nothing?
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. And I'll put a comment next to your comment.
Right. Our next topic is about the Many Saints of Newark, the prequel to the Sopranos TV show, bombing at the box office. So I've been looking forward to this film, I ain't gonna lie. I've not seen it yet though, which is quite strange. But but the budget for this film was 50 mil, and so far it was released October 1st, and it's only made 7.3 mil. That's disgusting.
Say it again.
It's only made 7.3 mil. And its budget was 50 mil.
Wow.
And it was released on October 1st.
Okay.
Now, we both know how popular The Sopranos were.
Yeah, massive.
For me, huge. That's the best TV show ever. And I know some people will say The Wire, and I can understand The Wire, because The Wire was brilliant. Breaking Bad is another brilliant one. I can understand those ones. But for me personally, it was Sopranos. That show was so layered. With that being said, it's been such a long time since that show aired.
Was it too long?
That's a question that I think most people would probably say yes. But would it surprise you for me to say that that's not the reason why I think this film bombed at the box office?
No, it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm just saying, is that a factor?
I think it's a factor.
Little bit,
I think it's a factor, yeah.
A little bit. When did Sopranos first come out?
Oh, you're asking questions I can't answer now.
No, but it's almost like a generation has been born since it.
100%. And there's so many shows that have gone after.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So is it like, Sopranos? Oh yeah, I heard about that. It's an old show, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
The die-hard fans, where are they?
Yeah, but I think the main reason why this film bombed at the box office is the same reason the Suicide Squad film bombed at the box office.
Which is
that this film was released in cinemas at the same time it was released on a streaming site called HBO Max in America. Now, we don't have HBO Max in the UK.
I didn't even know about HBO.
Yeah,
Max
HBO Max is the
it.
Warner Brothers streaming site.
Right.
We don't have it in the UK, but in America, it's one of the premier streaming sites. Now, not only was it released at the same time it was released in the cinemas, but it was released for free. So not even the Black Widow situation where you had to pay extra to watch it on the streaming site.
It was free.
It was free. So what incentive do you then have to go to the cinema? Like everyone's cash strapped now.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So although I'd prefer to watch a film in the cinema.
Yeah, prefer.
But if I don't have the money,
then I'm going to watch it for free.
I'm going to watch it for free. It's a no-brainer. And again, this is the same thing that happened with Suicide Squad, which me and you both agree was a fantastic film. And that bombed in the box office. Had no right to bomb in the box office. So my question to you would be, Leon, why do HBO Max and Warner Brothers in particular feel like they like to sabotage their films by doing this?
I have no idea. There's just I can usually grab something or claw at something, but it don't make sense.
It doesn't because every other streaming site or studio that has a streaming site, i.e. Disney, know that we will make a bag of money from it being in the cinema, and then we'll make a bag of money from the streaming site.
Yeah.
So you don't lose money if you do that. So, but you do lose money if you put it on at the same time as the cinemas on your streaming site. I don't understand. I mean, you don't have to have a master's in business to know that this is a stupid move.
Yeah.
I really don't understand it. And maybe they're trying to get more people to have eyes on HBO Max, to subscribe to HBO Max.
Yeah, but then they should have just done it solely on HBO Max and made people pay.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because I know, for instance, and I'm sorry to say this, but if he's got HBO Max and I don't, I'm going to his house to watch it. I'm not going to go get HBO Max.
Or you just get the login and say, all right, you watch it at this point.
Right.
Or whatever.
So I just don't see the logic. Do you see the logic?
No. It don't make sense.
Please leave us a comment down below about what you think of this situation.
Are we missing something?
Yeah, are we missing?
Maybe I'm just dumb, but I just can't see it.
I can't see it. I've heard John Campea also comment on this, so he doesn't get it either. So please let us know if you get it. I don't know. Are we missing something? Let us know in the comments down below. And our final topic is the fantastic showing at the weekend box office in America of Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. It amassed an amazing $90.1 million in its opening weekend just gone in the US box office, which means it set the pandemic record.
Okay.
So it set the pandemic record for the opening weekend. So now think about this. It's beating films like Black Widow.
Yeah.
Black Widow made 80 million at its opening weekend box office. Shang-Chi made 75 million at its opening weekend. Fast and Furious 9 made 70 million. I mean,
Just quickly,
yeah,
Fast and Furious, we need to talk about that another day.
maybe, yeah.
Because I'm not happy.
I don't think a lot of people are, yeah.
I'm not happy. Massive
But anyway,
No, but-
anyway,
not happy.
anyway,
Not happy. Not happy.
it's made, as I said, $90.1 million at the US box office. Not only is it a pandemic record, but for me, do you know what's more impressive than that? It beat the original Venom's opening weekend,
Okay.
and that was 2018.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
2018, the Venom, first Venom made 80 million at the opening weekend box office.
Okay.
And it went on
Yeah.
to make 856 million at the box office, which shocked everyone.
That was the first Venom.
That was the first Venom.
But could that be because in the first Venom, that's, you know, you got your core fans that know about Venom. So, for instance, it's only now that your missus might know about Venom because do you know what I mean? So it's got a brand new cohort of fans.
See, normally I would say yes, but everyone forgets this is a pandemic.
Yeah.
This is a pandemic.
Or could it be that this is the last thing to come out? Because we're the pandemic, but it's still happening. But if Black Widow came out tomorrow, would it do better numbers?
I see where you're
than
going.
it did.
Personally,
Wait. When did Black Widow come out?
Good few
2
months.
months?
About
Few months.
2 or 3 months
Right,
ago.
and it was a bit deeper in the pandemic. So I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
would it have made more
It probably might have.
near the end?
But
near the end.
my thing would be we could have the same argument about Venom 2.
Yeah.
Maybe in 2 months' time it might have made even more than that. So we could have the same the same discussion.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: we had a much longer wait for Venom 2 than Black Widow.
Yeah.
And so I think the anticipation was building like a mofo.
Yeah.
With Venom 2.
Because it was a build up.
I mean, like I said, I filmed my scenes in Venom 2. Obviously, I'm in Venom 2. I play a Ravenscroft guard. You see me for a little bit in Venom 2. I filmed my scenes last year, January.
Yeah, that's last year.
Last year, January.
20...
And it was supposed to be released that June, originally.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So we've had to wait over a year, almost a year and a half, for that film to be released. Very similar to No Time to Die, which is, again, why No Time to Die, another reason why it's made such money at the box office at the moment. I feel the anticipation has been building to the point where now, people just want to see this film. And it's been getting good reviews. It's been getting decent reviews. So I can't wait to see it. Unfortunately, it's not released in the UK and we can't see it until the 15th of October.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyway.
But yeah.
So will it beat James Bond? Like
well, at the moment,
next month.
Well, if we're talking about world box office, weekend, No Time to Die is still ahead.
Right.
Just. So the world taking for its opening weekend, Venom 2, is 104 million. Whereas No Time to Die was 119 million.
Right.
But as with No Time to Die, although No Time to Die is weird because it's not been released in the US. But Venom 2 has been released in the US, but hasn't been released here. It's going to be funny to see what happens. But they both haven't been released in China. And the first Venom made, I think, about 200 mil from China
alone.
Yeah. So it made a bag of money from China. So that all of this will be interesting to see. But what I really want to see now, even though it beat in a pandemic its opening weekend box office for the first one, I want to see if it beats the total box office for the first one, which was 856 mil. Because before the pandemic, I told everyone Venom 2 is going to make $1 billion. If the first one made 856, this one's going to make $1 billion. And I'm sure Sony were thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the pandemic, that's not a thought at the moment. But if things keep going the way they're going and it opens to a big box office in China and it does well here in terms of Venom 2, who knows? Do you think that it can beat its predecessor in Venom with 856 mil at the box office?
I just don't know about the money. When I went to see the original Venom, money wasn't as tight.
Yeah.
And the circumstances, and let's admit that people got access to streaming sites, free sites, all sorts of things. So, whereas I think there are more eyes on it, doesn't mean it's going to make as much money. That's what I think.
Yeah, you got a point there.
That's what I think.
You got a point there, because I mean, a lot of people are, because of this pandemic, suffering.
Yeah, and people are sharing accounts and you can get it here, you can see it on this free site or whatever. I mean, obviously I'm in the film, and I would encourage everyone to go to the cinema at least once to watch Venom 2. But I would encourage everyone to go to the cinema anyway to watch any of these films if you can, because this is why they were made. They were meant to be viewed in the cinema. So if you can, I understand, it's a very difficult time. Please try and watch it in the cinema. Bearing that in mind, though, I think during the pandemic, I thought if Venom 2 makes 400 million, that's a win because of the pandemic. Yeah.
With this weekend box office opening, I think it can get very near that 856 mil. Now, I don't think it will beat it for some of the reasons that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
And also the fact that I know that because of the anticipation, the opening weekend is always going to be strong. But let's see if it has legs to go on to the other weeks.
It's about legs, isn't it?
Yeah. As Shang-Chi did, for instance.
Yeah.
Let's see if it has... But again, that will depend on the reviews. And so far, so good. The reviews have been not too bad on Venom 2.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting. I think it will get very near it, though. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of its box office run, it makes close to 700 mil.
Okay.
Which in a pandemic year is fantastic. Fantastic. Do you think you can get close to 700 mil?
I think it'll probably get more.
Really?
I think it will get more.
But not up to the 856.
Yeah, I just think there's just, as the years go on, like you said, the window closes and people are busy and they just watch it at home.
See, that's another thing that you've mentioned. See, with the theatrical window closing, I don't know, because we know the first Venom had a typical 90-day theatrical window.
Did it have a 90-day?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
I don't know if this is going to have a 90-day. Because the good thing about Sony is that they don't have a streaming site. They do have a deal with Netflix, however, to have this on Netflix after its theatrical window. So I don't know what deal they've done with Netflix.
Okay.
But knowing Sony and knowing that they are very... They're very positive towards the theatrical viewing of this.
Yeah.
It will probably be another 90 days.
Okay.
And if that's the case, it could very well get near the first Venom in terms
they'll
of
stretch it out.
box office takings. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, before it gets on Netflix. So yeah, I mean, we can't wait to watch it.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It looks sick.
Especially with me in there,
He's in it, yeah.
Yeah, man. But no, listen, it looks great. I want to know what you guys over the pond have to say about this film, because you probably watched it. Us in the UK, we're still waiting for it to come out. But
don't give me no comments and spoilers.
Don't give no spoilers. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, no spoilers. Even though I don't mind spoilers, but most people don't.
I know.
Most people So please let us know what you think about the opening weekend for Venom 2 in the US. What you think about it breaking the pandemic record and also beating the previous Venom film weekend box office. And if you think that it's going to beat the previous Venom total box office, leave us a comment down below and let us know. And with that, that is the end of the show. So
Gym Rat Pack fam.
yeah. Please, no. So for me, Larry Olabamiwo, and my friend Leon Rock, we wanna say thank you very much. Again, thank you for the support. Leon, where can the fans get at you?
Holler him, he'll holler me.
He still hasn't sorted out his social media. He'll do it.
Holler him.
He will do it. He will do it.
And
But in the
he'll holler
meantime, you can holler him or holler me at Larry Olabamiwo at Twitter or Larry Olabamiwo at Instagram. So please subscribe, like, share, comment down below. Do all of those things.
Please.
Please. Please, man. Please.
This cheeseburger's mine.
And we will see you very soon.
Yeah.
Take care.